Hello, everyone. So now, I apologize for not being active for like over a week or so, but a lot of stuff has happened, and basically to sum it all up, um, and yes, we are doing the the fireplace thing again. But basically, what happened is I was, of course, recording an episode. But then the power went out. And for like a day. No, well, what am I saying? Of course, not for like a day. Basically, for a really long time. But then the power did come back. But the reason why it was out for so long is because here where I live, there were huge, strong gusts of wind, like 140 kilometers per hour, which for this area where I live, for our country, is like a lot. You know, we don't have our infrastructure is not meant for that kind of wind, right? So, the power line pole got knocked over, or whole trees got knocked onto the power lines, and it was just a disaster. So for the past, the wind lasted for about 3 days, and of course after that I volunteered, and also did. I volunteered for the cleanup. Because someone has to, get the roads clear because you had like whole trees blocking the roads. You had like big branches everywhere. There were leaves and pine needles, pine cones scattered everywhere. Trash got blown everywhere. And then after that, around the house, luckily for us, the location of this house specifically, we did have wind, but it was like we weren't in its like direct path because we're not like out in the open. We still have a bit of we're still a bit secluded with the hills. Like we had some protection, so the most damage it was knock over a few chairs, flower pots, and stuff like that. Right, not like the one village below us. Where they were directly out in the open. Yeah, they had a bit more damage. Again, it was nothing like serious, like no cars got moved around. All the farm animals, as far as I know, were good. No tree fell in on anything. It's just that with the slightly older or dodgy constructions that people have, some of the roof tiles got knocked over, which is still can be like deadly if it falls onto you. So that happened. So just the whole getting stuff back together took a few days. It's also one of the reasons why I didn't record anything, because you can imagine that after working that kind of labor all day, and then also taking care of my own animals, cooking for people, I was just way too tired. And also another thing happened. I got called up for an interview for another job. So that happened last Friday. It is Monday now. Yeah, it happened last Friday. No, it's Tuesday now. Yeah. So yeah, I got called for an interview last Friday, and I still haven't gotten an answer, and I'm really excited if I get the job, because I kind of do want to work for this company. So I'm also kind of, antsy and freaking out about that. Like I couldn't get enough sleep because it's just like on my mind constantly. Like, I hope they hire me. I hope they don't not hire me. But basically, I just want an answer now because it's literally been like constantly. I can't focus. I keep thinking about it constantly. I can't relax. I'm antsy, nervous. What the words are. Yeah, and like I said, I was recording an episode, but then what happened is, like I said, the power went out. You'll know when, because it just abruptly cuts of like the midst of recording or whatever. So don't be alarmed when that happens. Okay? That's just gonna... It just like don't be... Like, don't freak out. It's not an error or whatever. It's just like, you know, thankfully OBS did save up to that point. So it's gonna feel a bit weird as like something's happening or I'm talking or whatever, and then it just ends. No outro or anything. So and because I don't have proper editing software, I can't really, you know, fix that to a point where I think it would have been worth the effort. Like, I would have been satisfied, because the most I can do with this what is it, Windows Movie Maker thing is like add a clip or remove a clip. So this is like the clip that I'll be adding before that one, you know. And for anything more substantial, like a more fancy, I would need something like Sony Vegas, and I do have a friend who's trying to get that set up for me. Also, another thing came to my mind. So here's the thing. I don't partake in social media like at all. Like, yeah, I do have an Instagram and a Snapchat, but basically I only used Instagram because those few friends use nothing but Instagram to talk, so I basically used that just, you know, to talk with them specifically. The same goes for Snapchat. If it were up to me, I would just have everyone on one application to communicate, but what you gonna do? But yeah, basically, as you all probably know, and I probably talked about my stances on social media and short form content stuff, and however much everyone is just trying to go viral and whatever. Like, I don't bother myself with it. I don't seek out those videos, those discussions, topics, whatever. I don't look at any of these influencers because I actually hate these people to a point. And like, I don't hate them, just like, oh god, you're an influencer. But basically, and this is the thing that I was talking about. Maybe not on YouTube, but this is what I was talking about with people, that they will constantly need to one-up each other to remain relevant and, you know, keep their career, as it were. And it will be just a never-ending game of escalation, and the only people that are going to be left on top is going to be the actual mentally deranged, psychotic, evil, sociopathic, whatever kind of mental disorder you can give to basically bad people. Okay, those are the only ones that are going to be left at the end of the day, because they're the ones that would have been able to go to those extremes to, you know, allow other people to keep watching and whatever. So what happened is, I was watching Pyrocynical, because I have been watching him for like ever since the flashbang days. Yeah, and even a bit before that. And what came like, and what I do watch like people like Pyrocynical just so they can, like, you know, nicely sum up all the crap that's happening around the world. Like, because now that I can't be bothered, I just don't have the time, but I would like to stay informed. Because I value information a lot, right? So, I don't know if I've mentioned this in one of my videos or whatever, but there's this guy called Clavicula, and the moment I saw him, the expression in his eyes, the way he talks, like, either I have a sixth sense for these things, but my entire body was like screaming red alert, red flags. I think I did talk about this in one of my previous videos. I'm just not sure because I keep talking about certain topics on so many different points, like either with friends, with just some talk about this on that space. I used to discuss certain geopolitics while playing Sea of Thieves, whatever. And having so many friend groups, I forget what I discuss with certain people, or maybe it was here on YouTube while playing a game. But basically, what happened is, as I fucking told people that it will gonna happen, because you can see it in their freaking eyes, and like the way they talk. But basically, what happened is something completely disgusting. Like if I were there, I would have shot. Can't say that on YouTube. I would have discharged severe force into a person. Because the thing that gets me, like, riled up, other than, like, violence towards people who cannot defend themselves, or like innocents, is any sort of violence towards animals and towards like plants, trees, nature stuff in general. So there was this incident where Clavicula and the guy he was with basically shot an alligator. And don't give me the, oh, but it was actually a dead alligator. Don't give me that excuse. Just don't. First of all, if it's real that the alligator was already dead, that's weak. That's a very weak excuse. Second of all, they don't know if it were dead until they, shot like a few magazines worth into it. Then for sure it was dead then, but like, I don't know if the world's going to shit and this kind of behavior has become normalized, but to me and a lot of other people who I associate with, basically everyone who I associate with, see that as this is someone who's going to be killing people in the future. Because I don't know how many times it has been proven and discussed that willingness to harm animals is like the number one I'm sorry for talking weirdly. I'm just trying to find the words because, like I said, English is not my native language. But yeah, doing intentional harm to animals is like the number one warning sign that this individual is not okay in the head. Like, I don't know if the term is antisocial personality, if it's being a psychopath, a sociopath. I kind of keep mixing up the definitions because of my own ADHD brain. Psychopath and sociopath, I keep mixing those two up constantly, and I kind of can't go research them now because I will lose my train of thought, which I already have a problem with. But, doing shit like that, and people are okay with it. People still keep listening to a person. Like, I'm sorry, but if you and I were, for example, somewhere on a walk, as friends, as colleagues, or just people who know each other or whatever, or like I'm in a walk somewhere through the city, just enjoying the day, and I meet you, like you recognize me, you join me for the stroll or whatever, or me just going shopping, whenever that's gonna happen, since I still jobless and broke, and you just start like kicking cats or throwing rocks at pigeons or some shit like that. Like, I am not associating with you on the spot. Like, the thing is, I have airsoft guns when I used to be able to afford them. Because airsoft is a fun sport for me. But the first thing that I tell everyone who like has never, especially to my little brother and his friends that he brings over, because they're like, oh my god, guns is so cool and whatever. The first thing I teach them is to never ever point them at any living thing, including animals. And the thing that fucks with me so much is that we have to specify to people that animals are living things with thoughts and feelings and a consciousness. Like, you look around and you realize, like, do people not realize that everything around them is also a living thing with thoughts and feelings and a consciousness? And it's not, some people don't even realize that people around them are alive with their own things to deal with. You know what I mean? So yeah, I was so the reason I'm also making this video now, recording this, instead of like doing it chores and whatever, because I still have a lot to do. Like, I still have some shrapnel of like flower pots and flowers to take care of, and move a few branches, and cut down, and not cut down a fallen tree, but like cut it up so we can move it from our property, because it's like blocking the path the trash men keep using. Is because in the background as I'm doing stuff, I listen to podcasts, because weirdly enough, because of my brain, having something in the background helps me focus. But basically, I was listening to Paracynical with his latest, basically a video I haven't watched before, and it talks about this incident where Clavicula and some other guy were shooting guns at like an animal. And I was so disgusted that I just stopped what I was doing and started recording this. And of course, I will also use this as an excuse to upload however the state of my previous recording was. Because my point is, have you noticed that the more fucked, and I'm sorry for swearing, because like I said, I don't want to swear, but have you noticed that the more fucked in the head someone is, be it narcissism, antisocial, sociopathic, psychotic, what the fuck ever, the more fucked in the head and in the soul someone is, the more successful they are on these platforms and as influencers. Like, the more rotten someone is on the inside, the better they do. Or because I don't see anyone being so immediately viral, being so promoted. I don't know, someone who does charity work, someone who explores other cultures without a malicious or I need to make a content or clips out of this mentality. No, the people who make it big are either someone who are really should not be allowed who should not be allowed out of a padded cell. Don't get me started on Johnny Somali. Like, motherfucker had the opportunity to go visit places that I really want to travel to. He got to visit because being an asshole got him enough money. Being destructive and the menace got him enough resources to go travel to those places that I desperately want to visit to really see the culture and nature that lives there, only to act like a complete fucking lowlife, undesirable scum, and make a bad name for the rest of us. And now you have this Clavicula guy, someone who I guess got where he is due to nepotism, which is, and what's he doing with his free time? Fucking killing animals on stream. And the thing that got me so fucking angry is the fact that he seemed so eager to do it, you know? And shooting an animal is not the same as like poking it with a stick. Like, hey, is this thing alive? Is it gonna go for us? Is it safe? No, it's like, he wasn't even hesitant, you know, to be like, I don't know about that, but I guess for our own safety, we're gonna, you know, bang. Like, no, motherfucker just stood up, went into full auto, went into the damn animal. Like, he was so ready to do it. Like, and don't give me, and don't even start with any of these excuses like, oh, but this and that happened in his childhood. Where. I don't give a shit. All right. Don't try to, like, there is a point where you can say, no, well, there is a point after which you cannot use the, oh, he's this and this happened this in his past or trauma as an excuse. There is a point where that is no longer a valid excuse that justifies things, that makes it okay or like understandable. No, like, if this is the way he's acting towards animals, God forbid someone realizes how he's gonna act towards, I don't know, his partners, I guess. Which, granted, he said he doesn't give a shit. So I don't even know what, other than, I guess, the money he has, people girls find attractive in him. Or men who happen to like other men. Like, what do you see in something like that? When I see someone when I see that kind of behavior, all I see is like, oh fuck, he is a danger. Like, I need to shoot him before he shoots me, or does anything to the people I love and care for. I don't see that as like a cool move or something, or like a power play. Like, I see that as someone who fucking doesn't have the balls to vent his frustration or play out his seductive evil desires on humans, because, you know, usually they tend to fight back, unless of course you dump, like, up on full auto, you dump a mag into that. I think everyone will be able to fight back after that, but still, like, because here's the thing. All animals everywhere are intrinsically and by default innocent. Because they do not do anything out of malice. Like, an alligator, of course I'm gonna use this as an example. He doesn't attack a human or a family pet out of like, I'm gonna do it because I hate you. No, he does it because he's an animal. He's doing the best he can to survive with the help of its instincts. They don't have a supermarket to go buy a fucking sandwich and some fries. I mean, so they can buy something, they can make a sandwich and fries at home. No. Their day-to-day isn't, oh, how do I do the least amount of work and have the most time for leisure? That's not what they do. What they do is go to sleep, get up, cool, I gotta find food. They spend the whole day finding food or a mate, and then they go back to sleep. There's no maliciousness, there's no evil intent behind what an animal does. Like, really, 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 with the bottom of my heart, passionately, I hate ticks. But even I understand that when they crawl up to me, those fucking parasites, and start sucking my blood and hopefully not giving me a disease that they carry, like a life-ending disease, I know that they didn't do it with the specific intent of fucking me up. No, they did it because, yo, they were hungry, because they're an animal, and this is just what they do, okay? And so every animal is innocent. Like, even those animals that have been trained by people to be dangerous, to be deadly. Like, you have people in Russia who train dogs to attack and kill everyone that goes onto their property. And then just because that person feels a bit bored, he lets the dog loose. And he just wanders into town and starts killing people. The poor dog. The dog still isn't evil. The dog's doing what it was taught to do by someone who was evil. Do you understand the point I'm trying to make? And I'm sorry, because it makes sense in my head, the thing I'm trying to convey. So when you have an animal, then you have someone who was just so itching to kill it. Like, any excuse. Because... And yeah, it wouldn't have been as bad if it was just like, bam. Okay, I shot the alligator. It's still not a good look, but I did it, you know, for my own safety. You know, it's a dangerous animal, whatever. Still would have been a big deal to me, but it's like, I guess I can see why. You know, like, I don't really, like, here, I don't really like bears. But I wouldn't, and I would, I guess, you know, but I wouldn't kill it unless it was actively threatening me. But that alligator was chilling in the water, and he immediately goes full auto mag dump into it. Like, that's the kind of behavior where where like 20 years ago would have immediately meant you've been thrown into a padded cell for fucking life. But no, now it's been normalized. Like okay, so quick tangent. So there's this thing that I've seen years ago. Let's see. YouTube. Let's see. TikTok. Idiot. Yeah, here it is. TikTok idiocracy. This thing. You see the way people behave in this video, right? And I think to myself, what the fuck has happened to this world? Like 20 years ago, when you see the way people behave in that video, 20 years ago, that would have landed you in like a padded cell. Like, this individual is mentally unfit to be in society kind of behavior. And not just here where I live, but anywhere in the world. Like, you show the way that people behave to your parents or to your grandparents, and they're all just gonna say like, what the fuck? Did they like escape a mental asylum or something? and this is being normalized. And people ask me why I think that social media and short form content is bad for everyone in general. And then the same point extends to the thing that Clavicula did. Like, stuff like that. When you do stuff like that, for me is like an immediate red flag. Like, you are not fit for society. You're just not. Like, you're like, I'll keep wanting to say foaming at the mouth, but no. Like, you're so eager to enact violence and cruelty towards another living thing that didn't do anything to you. And still, if the alligator was in fact dead, it probably wasn't. Because what they do is just lay there. Of course, I didn't see if it was laying either on its back or its tummy. I don't know, because it was blurred, thankfully. I wouldn't want to see that. But even if it were, dead. Like in someone's mind, what they see as something is they recognize as a thing as a thing that as a living thing, and then they just do that, and they just are so eager to kill it. Like, think about it, being so eager to kill a living thing. Does that sound like normal to you? Like, if I were on that airboat with Clavicula, I would have decked him in the face so hard he would have passed out until we eventually got home. And then, of course, I would make sure that there are no firearms anywhere within 100 kilometers of that man, because I already see him as like a threat to my safety, the way he just behaved before, that incident. 1,000, whatever, something, $1,000, just to like slap on the wrist. For fuck's sakes, man. No. Throw him in jail. For fuck's sakes. Don't let the bastard come out. Although that's also saying if I ever were on that airboat with Clavicula, because the way he creeps me out so much since day one, all the red flags that I keep screaming at me whenever I see his face, I wouldn't have gotten within 1,000 kilometers within distance with him, because I don't want to be near that guy. Ugh. Like I said, he creeped me out long before he did anything shady. And oh boy, I guess if as I want to grow a community here, of like, I want to grow a community on YouTube, but I guess if I want to get relevant, I guess I also have to be a cruel, lying bastard, eh? And have tendencies that would land me in jail in a heartbeat. Jesus Christ, man. Yeah, and this is also why I don't really watch any or deal with any of the influencers or like wannabe famous people, because like I'm jumping on Clavicula now because it's like a fresh thing that happened, but he's not the only one. He's not the first nor the last who does stuff like this. He's just the most recent right now. And I have yet to be wrong about these kinds of people. I have yet to see someone who I instinctively get the ick when I see them, or when I hear the way they think or the way they speak, and then be proven wrong that what kind of a person they actually are. That has yet to happen. Not saying it can't. Like, I am not foolproof, but when it comes to real life experiences and stuff I see happening through social media, I do have yet to be proven wrong. And I hope, and of course it's not going to happen, because the industry wants these kind of people to be popular, be on top. And then of course they like to cope and say, oh, I'm actually so smart and I think this and that. I have so much power and influence and I am super important, that's why this and this is happening. Like, at the end of the day, they're just egomaniacs. They're narcissistic egomaniacs, which apparently also have a very disgusting cruelty and violence within them. And trust me when I say this, I have dealt with narcissists my entire life. Through the parents of my exes and what their behavior had done to them. I have shared a house with narcissists. I'm sharing a house with one right now. And I can tell you that with them, even, I guess, through my own experiences and like what I can see, narcissism is one of the worst attributes a person can have. It is one of the most toxic and downright unhealthy for the people around them characteristic that a person can have. Like, I can do a whole new video about that, but narcissism is just it is kind of the root of all evil. To an extent, of course. Like, narcissism is behind a lot of the actions that people have done that were a net negative for the entirety of humanity. And I'm talking about wars, and not just wars, but I'm talking about like trying to basically willingly screw and ruin the people around you for your own gain. Like when you hear people from Nestle talking about ruining natural water supplies just so people would buy their bottled water, you know, the narcissism is behind that, because it's the thought pattern, like the thinking, the feeling you have here. Like, man, I want more money. I need more money. I should have more money. I am entitled to even more money. And how would and these people are not buying my water. I'm not getting money from them. I'm gonna ruin their natural water supply forever just so they would buy more water because I want their money. That's narcissism. Oh, I'm going to start a war over some random bullshit that makes my dick feel big. That's narcissism. People, and I'm gonna get a lot of shit for saying this, but religious leaders who fucking downright manipulate the masses and then start conflicts, that's narcissism. Like, it is the root of all evil. Everything that I see terrible happening in this world, be it from wars, from targeted destruction of land, nature, even, like, the root cause is it is that individual being narcissistic. Because I mean, of course you have people who do certain things for the actual greater good, but they either get demonized or they get buried under all the other shit that's happening, so you don't even hear about them. Like, I'm sorry, but if you're someone who actively, like fucking Andrew Tate, he, for all the gay, like, he's obviously gay, right? But he can't come to terms with that, and he was like being, oh, this and that, you have to behave like this as an alpha. And then he goes out in traffic swimming and then gets into and doesn't get into enough trouble for it, in my opinion. Like, as soon as you see yourself as above any other living thing, you're a narcissist. Like, I guess you could be a narcissist. Like, I mean, there are levels to it, of course. You have like the Andrew Tate / Clavicula / world leaders and company billionaires level of narcissism. Then you also have like the I am actually a good person, but I'm still gonna like smack this dog for this homeless wild dog for trying to steal, I don't know, the sandwich I'm eating at the park. Of course it's a gradient, you know. I even forgot where I was going with this. Man, even talking about this just really makes me so fucking tired. Like, I literally, my brain is shutting down. Like, I can't think of the points. train of thought is gone. Oh yeah, like I understand seeing yourself as above, like I guess an animal, you know. That's still like you as the human, you still have an ego, right? But willingly inflicting harm onto another living thing, or in any shape of or either direct physical harm or a destruction of habitat for personal gain. That is narcissism, and as we have discussed, it is the worst thing for humanity and like our planet at large. Basically, to sum it all up is, what the fuck are we all doing? Why are we giving people like this a platform even? Why are we giving them the time of day? Like the shit with Clavicula, with Andrew Tate, the thing that world leaders have been doing. Like, why are we still entertaining them? Just don't give them a platform. If you see them as being objectively detrimental to society, in any way, shape, or form, just get rid of them. Not saying kill them. Just take away the power that they have. Like for fuck's sakes, man. Okay, let's leave global politics aside for now, but focus on individuals. Like when the Paul brothers, I mean when they're still doing shit, right? Just stop giving them money. Like every single thing. Did I forget if it's Logan or Jake? Like I get the names mixed up. But basically, the one that doesn't have the fugly beard, the one with the Pokemon scandal that's been happening. Like when he did stuff like Dink Doink and the Animal Gotcha Crypto Zoo thing. It's like after everything that after their entire past record, how the fuck were people still falling for this? Like, is everyone else such a bad judge of character that when they see the entire history of a person, and then they act all surprised when, oh, this person has swindled me yet again. What a shocker. At some point, you really cannot blame the scammer anymore. When it's so obvious, so like this is going to happen. You know, still hold the scammer accountable. He still did it. But after everything, you still fell for it. Like, why keep giving them money? Like, these people made a product, Crime and Lunchleys. Don't buy that shit. One, it's bad for you. Two, they're lying about it. Like how good, like all the good stuff about it and how much they actually do care about their own product. Three, you're still supporting these people by fucking buying it. Like, am I in the wrong business? Or is this world really transformed into something that's just not right for me anymore? Like, shit, put me on Mars. Jesus fucking Christ, man. And, like, or maybe I'm thinking of this all wrong. Maybe it's not like lower class people like me who, have a sense for the world around them. Maybe it's just like the upper middle class or the high class when it comes to how much money they have. People that keep falling for the shit and are actually support because they have nothing fucking better to do. Like if you're set for life at too early at an age, or are not brought up with the right values and beliefs and way of thinking, like you literally have nothing better to do than waste your life away chasing trends and listening to these charlatans. I know that there was this whole fiasco when Logan or Jake or who the fuck ever was like trying to oust or like get at CoffeeZilla. But for those of you who don't know, CoffeeZilla, an amazing content creator and investigator who exposes and brings down a lot of scammers and charlatans on like in general. Like when something happens where people get scammed and whatever, he's like one of the bigger names that tries to, see how things actually, like he's smart. He knows what's up. He does his research. And then, of course, when one of the Paul brothers did the whole crypto zoo and Dink Doink and the Pokemon shenanigans, he was hot on their heels. Made a video. It was airtight. These are the facts. And then you have one of the two brothers being like accusing CoffeeZilla of lying, of misusing facts, twisting the truth. And it's like, first of all, wow, look who's talking. Second of all, no, he didn't. Third of all, those are like playground comebacks when someone, gets calls you out for what you're doing. Because here's the thing, right? But still, even with Clavicula and the Paul brothers, I still, I'm like, they're still, they can still set things right. They can still, I do believe that a person can change. Like, even world leaders and these influencers, even after everything, I do have that feeling in here that everyone can change for the better. To a degree. Okay, I'm not gonna say that Ted Bundy, John Wayne Gacy, and those kinds of people could change for the better, or even should have had the chance. Like, but I still believe that people can change, and they can turn their life around and actually do good, I really do. So that's why I'm not saying like, that's why I don't even mean like kill them when I said get rid of them. I really did not mean that. Just help them and guide them in the right way. And I'm not trying to be like a holier than thou, like a priest or whatever, but everyone regrets everything on their deathbed. I've seen that firsthand. One of the biggest bastards in my life was a completely different person when he was lying on his deathbed. Never have I heard him be so sincere in his apologies and how much he wished he could take everything back. And I do, and just the actual pain he felt, and I could feel through him and saw in his eyes and in his voice. I do not wish that on anyone. Even the people that I talk about, no matter how much I hate them. I really do not wish that on anyone, because like like I said, he was a real son of a bitch throughout his whole life. But on his deathbed, he really just I can't find the words. But the actual agony that he was in, just like realizing that it's over, and in his head it finally clicked into realizing what he did wrong and what was it actually important in his life and other stuff. Like it's terrible. It is. And the problem is, like, I want to help people. That's why I also do a lot of charity work and like volunteer for stuff. And like little things. When I go to the woods, I always carry a plastic trash bag with me so I can pick up later that's everywhere, because I want to make it nice for myself and everyone else. And I want to set an example, you know? But yeah, just like people today, the whole world, are really misguided, man. I should really go back into clearing out that fallen tree. Because I've actually bummed myself out, man. But you know, it's completely different when someone has been a bastard their whole life and they also die being the bastard. That's when you know that they were unredeemable. Everyone can... Okay, so you know, to sum it up, and I believe that that almost everyone can be redeemed. Should everyone get the chance? No. Because there's just certain things that you can never ever take back. You can perform actions, like if this is the level of bad you did, even if it was that one thing, and it is like unforgivable, like you can never ever like you could never ever, you know, fix this mistake, this damage you did. You can always do so many good things to eventually surpass it. And accept the fact that this will never go away, you know? There's this cool analogy, like there's that we teach here in schools, like at least we used to. I don't hear people talking about it at all, so I guess we've stopped. But basically, when it comes to your actions, for every bad action, hammer a nail into a tree, like a big nail. The worst thing you did, the bigger the nail, until it's like a damn thing that they used for railway tracks. Like if it's like a small thing, like, you know, you hit someone because you were angry or for whatever reason, it's like a small nail. If you did personal damage to someone that will affect them for the rest of their life, big nail. And then for each and every good thing that you did that was of equivalent or greater value, take that nail out. Like, cool, it doesn't hurt anymore, but the damage is still there. As in by, it doesn't hurt anymore because the nail's no longer in the tree, but you know, the damage you've done is forever because there's still a hole there. I guess people really don't realize the damage that they're doing. Like imagine children seeing... Okay, so here's another thing before I leave, and I guess give you the whatever is left of the Minecraft video. Here's a food for thought. People like Andrew Tate, Clavicula, the Paul brothers, they're influencers. What does that job title mean? Unless people forget what words actually, that they mean something. Their whole thing is influencing. They want to influence people, like influence you, influence your kids. And I guess the influence they're trying to push is of cruelty towards animals, lying and scamming to people. That's how they're gonna be influencing, people that follow them and watch them. And I really don't think that's okay. Like, acting absolutely mental has already been normalized. Let's just not go any further, please. I don't want to be scared shitless when I'm 90 or 100 years old, and I'll have to be taken care of by a nurse probably if I don't die sooner. And then instead of her like doing her job, she's gonna be there doing another super provocative dance for social media. It's like, I am scared shitless for my future and for the future to come because of the way things are going. So anyway, I have a lot of work to do still. I'm sorry for all the things that I have been ranting about, because I assume that you are not watching a chill play Minecraft series to hear me rant about the state of the world and my thoughts and feelings on stuff. I just really needed to vent my frustration and like get my message out there, even if no one in the end reads, listens, or watches to what I was trying to say. And even if you disagree with everything I've just said, or like have your own rebuttal or whatever, cool. Let's have a civil discussion, okay? And of course, understand that, again, even though I'm very good at English, it's not my first language. I might have misused certain words, which might have twisted my points or whatever. Even though the likelihood is very small, okay? Because, like I said, I was top of my class in English. Like, I have even gotten like a certificate which helped me land jobs before. Specifically the one at the airport, because I've gotten ahead about I don't know how many applicants just because I had those certificates in English. If I said something that offended you, like, I'm not gonna take them back, because this is stuff that I believe in. It might have sounded differently in my head than the way it came out. That's completely fair. But that's why we need to that's why we need to talk and discuss things, so that we can really understand each other's points. Okay? And please, for the love of God, can everyone in this world just smoke some goddamn weed and chill out for a second? Okay, this is what we all need. I don't smoke weed personally, but I do advocate for its consumption, because people really just need to slow down and relax a bit. So yeah, thank you for listening to me vent. If you disagree or have your own opinions on what I said or whatever, know that I don't think any less of you. Like, if you're someone who's going to God defend a certain thing that I absolutely cannot stand, look, that's perfectly fine. In the end, we're all human. You're entitled to your own opinions as I am to mine, your own values as I am to mine. Like, I really do not like religion, specifically the fact of what it's being used for today. But if you're religious, I have nothing against you. Like, I was born and raised Catholic, Christian. But I just don't, partake in going to church or whatever. You know, I really might despise certain religions in the world currently, but that doesn't mean that I want them gone. See, these are the details that I can't seem to clarify in the heat of the moment, because like that's not where my mind is going. The loss of anything, even not organized religions, but the loss of everything, even religion, despite how much I do not agree with any of it, how much I personally want it gone, I do understand that if it were to completely disappear, there would be a loss, because behind every movement there is a spiritual reason. And I'm not a spiritual kind of guy. Like, I don't do the whole energies and chakras and whatever thing. But I do still kind of like the idea of it. Like... Okay. Here's sorry, I can't think anymore. Like, really... I feel how my brain is slowing down, and I'm getting tired, even though I did get a full night's sleep and everything. Just these sort of topics really make me exhausted. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is, despite everything, unless specifically, like, despite my values and my beliefs and my morals and principles, unless you're like a guy who does cruel things to innocent people, or not innocent people, but to innocent creatures, people and animals or whatever, we can still be friends. We can still hang out, share a drink, understand and respect the fact that we do not agree on certain things, but it doesn't mean we can't coexist. Okay? Now, I'm starting to feel a bit delirious, so I'm gonna end it here. Here's the whatever's left of the recording that I did while playing the game. And since there's no outro there because of the power outage... Oh! No, wait! Ha! Okay, before I continue, before I end this recording and give you the gameplay, so yeah, I was too passionate about the whole clavicula and whatever topic that I skipped this point I tried to make with the whole weather thing. So yeah, even though 140 kilometers per hour wind for us is like a big deal, I understand that, for example, you people who live in Middle America, I think I think that's the term, the name for it. Basically, Tornado Alley. Of course, what we get here is nothing compared to what you experience. Like, oh, what, 140? That's nothing. Only a few roof tiles and things got and trees fell over. Pooh! Yeah, dude. No, I completely understand that. What I was trying to say is, know that the people here aren't used to this. Like, winds so strong are actually really rare. At least for this area of the country where I live in, right? Like, and another thing that people keep making a mistake here. Like, people own the forests around us, right? But the problem is that the people who currently own the forests are complete fucking idiots. And you might be my neighbor or the guy that owns these forests. Like, you might know me personally, and I'm calling you out right fucking now. You're a fucking retard and you suck. Because you're so preoccupied with making as much money as possible that you're literally screwing yourself and everyone around you over. But of course you don't fucking care because, fuck you, got mine, right? Yeah, go chop down more trees. deforest more without replanting stuff because you're fucking lazy or it's not an immediate profit for you. Fucking idiot. Jesus Christ, man. Every single year the winds are getting stronger and yet you keep chopping down more trees. And why is that a fucking big deal? Well, I don't know if you got your wealth through nepotism because you seem completely fucking useless and inept, my guy. The forests, they make a blanket that breaks the wind. You know, winds up there are gonna be way stronger than they are down here. But the more trees you chop down, the less they break that wind. And there's gonna be always more and more damage. Oh, I'm not gonna bother clearing the road. It's not my road. It is my tree though. But if you want to clear the road, oh, I'm gonna charge you for each log that you've made out of it. Jesus. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, the guy who owns some of the forests around us, he's such a fucking scumbag. Seriously. Like, he cuts down another perfectly healthy tree instead of going for the ones that would have been better suited. And I'm not saying that I know better, but I do have common sense, right? He keeps cutting down his own woods, does not replant it, like at least, you know, plant a tree for your offspring because he's not seeing an immediate profit from it. Buys up more land, screws more of us over, just so he can have more storage space for all the shit he's got, because he's got too much money. You know, he's a narcissist, like we said. And the winds keep getting stronger each year because he keeps cutting down more trees each year, which means less wind break, which means that the wind is strong enough to start knocking down trees on its own, which it hasn't done that before, even though the winds have always been, even though the winds were strong before. Like, it doesn't take 140-kilometer winds to break trees now. It takes less and less because there's less trees. It's like, it's a chain reaction. It'll only keep getting worse, and he doesn't keep replanting. No, instead he will buy up more land so he can put in more ugly-ass shipping containers to store more of his shit. Like, it's this, like, for those of you that have been watching and or listening for a while now, it's the same motherfucker who I talked about before in like an older episode, where he bought a local space where me and my family and neighbors used to park our cars during winter time because we couldn't drive up to our house, you know, and through the gravel road that's like this steep. The same motherfucker who's then said, well, why did you build a house up there? It's like, I didn't build it. My stepdad did before he even met my mother. Yeah, this and now and we found out what he's gonna do with that plot of land that he built. He's gonna build like a storage shed, or he's gonna plop a shipping container where he'll be able to store his boat and his jet ski and four-wheeler and stuff like that. Yeah, so another guy with money fucking us over. But this is like more personal. Because for years we've been using that. Like, my family, our next door neighbors, and the neighbors one below. Because we can't. You can't make it when it's sleet and ice and snow. You can't make it up to our house unless you have like a tractor with good tires and chains on those tires. And he's not like, oh, my bad. Yeah, you can park here when it's winter time. And the whole problem would have been solved. Just, you're not gonna be using the shit that's in the storage space outside of winter. No, during winter. You won't be using it during winter. So why not let us, you know, help each other out, coexist, compromise, and just let us park around there at least when we can't make it to our house during winter, because you won't be using that thing during winter. No, you can't park there at all because it's my property now. It's just gonna be just some fucking a patch of dirt with my shit on it. You know, yeah. Yeah, and another thing that he does is like he cuts down the trees. He only takes like the main log away, but he leaves perfectly good branches that are still useful for a lot of things, even for energy when making fires and whatever. And he just leaves them in piles throughout the woodland, the wood travel roads. So like you're walking through the woods instead of like enjoying the scenery as you were before. Now all around you is just heaps and heaps of branches, and I'm not talking about like tiny itty baby branch, like branches with I guess what's the term, stems, I guess, like the size of my goddamn thigh, which is huge. You know, like proper. This can warm a house for a whole day. Kind of, you can make wood logs out of them. But no, to him, it's trash. He's not gonna touch it. He's gonna leave it to rot forever. But we offer like, hey, you know what? Let's get rid of this trash. That's not good to just leave it here, because it fucks up with the with like the flora around it, because, you know, you're not gonna bother explaining it. You either know what's up, why that's bad for the flora, or you don't. Just imagine, because it's trash. But no, if we want to, like, you know, clean his shit, basically, he's gonna be like, no, you gotta pay me for the wood. But you, it's trash to you. You're gonna just leave it here to rot forever. You're not gonna do your job and finish cleaning this up, you know, process all of this wood as you should. It's like, not too much effort for the amount of money I'm gonna get from it. Then just, you know, then you got what you wanted out of the tree you felled for again, which you should really stop doing. Then let us do your job and process it. We're gonna do it for ourselves, yes. Like, no, you pay me for it. It's like, okay, so here's my tissue, right? Oh, there it goes. It's in the floor. I don't need it. It's trash to me. I'm not gonna process this into kindling for the fireplace. And then you come here and it's like, oh, cool, a tissue no one wants because it's clearly discarded and bad for the environment for it to be just standing there, spreading germs and mold and whatever. Like, no, if you want this tissue, you gotta pay me for it. You can process this into firewood. You gotta pay me for it. It's like, these are the type of people who I consider undesirable. But again, I still believe that everyone can be redeemed. You know, if you're an asshole or whatever, you can still do shit to make things better for everyone. Okay, now, yeah. And again, I went on a telepersonal tangent instead of talking about the thing, about the topic that I wanted to discuss. Yeah, 140 kilometer plus winds here do damage because we're just not used to them. You know, my heart goes out for you people who have to suffer through hurricanes and tornadoes. Of course, they're objectively worse and all, but and I'm not saying that you're like used to them or anything, but it's just that winds like this here cause such a mass hysteria and mass panic. Because people are complacent, you know. Like, oh, severe wind warning. Our phones were going like beep with like a really freaky sound. Actually, it's like, oh, Dars, which is I think it's Dars. Hold on, let me see. Can I see what they were? No. I think it starts DARS. I forget what the acronym is, but basically government issue warning, you know, or public whatever emergency broadcast on our phones about red alarm, strong winds. But yeah, people were like complacent, like, oh, was that 140 winds? Puh, whatever. And then shit happens because people don't prepare. Like our damage around our property was just because we didn't prepare. You know, it was like in the middle of the night the wind started. But then as the thing was going, ramping up, you know, we put away stuff. You know, we put all of the stuff that could have been blown away inside. We moved our trash cans to a bit more of a secluded area, whatever. Then you have people who are like, whatever, what's a little wind gonna do? Then they're like act all shocked when, holy shit, look at the damage. And again, I know that that's nothing compared to what some of you unfortunately have to experience. I would have been terrified if I were in your position when it comes to tornadoes and hurricanes and all of these things. But like as soon as it's a wind strong enough to knock down a tree, then mass hysteria. It's like showing, I don't know, a caveman what a rocket launcher is. Their mind would have been fucking blown. Unless you shoot it at them, in which case it would have actually been blown, not just their mind. Yeah, so again, thank you for listening to my tech talk about me bitching about stuff again. I'm not gonna, I don't know how to make this more elegant. Here's the video, and of course, as always, thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and as always, don't forget to stay hydrated and take care of yourself. Hello everyone, receding hairline here, and welcome to the 30-something episode of my unedited and unscripted Minecraft Let's Play. As always, don't forget to stay hydrated. Really, one of the best things you can do is just have water. No soft drinks, God forbid any alcohol. So, where we left off last time, as I was getting ready for to go explore, and we got all the things ready, right? Receding hairline. Yeah, I'm a bit bald. As soon as my hair becomes unmanageable, I'ma go bald. Cool. So have we decided which way to go yet, though? West. Huh. West, south. So the compass is broken again. I don't know if it's mod or whatever, but I remember specifically that whenever I play this game, the compass was always not okay. Anyway, I have decided to explore westward. Yeah. And what we're looking for, anything. Anything of value to bring back home. Be it gear, building materials, or just XP in the end. Right, I'm not gonna fight this pumpkin though. He's kinda a bastard. Like, until I have my bunker ready, I'm not gonna bother with him. No, sir. Okay. This is this is gonna be our vantage point. Now, I do believe I have already explored that tower over there. So, we're gonna go further. Yeah, no, I'm not dealing with spiders, man. I'm so sick of them. Not as much as the drowned. Yeah, I've already explored that tower, I remember now. Remember that cave? I can see my own torches. Ooh! How about we get ourselves a Cyclops, eh? And grab all of those mossy stones, because I do need them. Well, so now I'm recording this on Monday, and I can actually ask, so how was y'all's weekend? Again, as per usual, mine was busy. My wifey's mother came over to meet, so we met each other. Look at this dude. Man, these emus are dropping eggs left and right. So the thing about the Cyclops, they have a deceptively large amount of HP. Even more than dragons, I think. There we go. Oh, look at all this mossy cobble. Yeah, boy. So while I'm gathering these resources, let me tell you a story. What story? I gotta figure out what I already told and what would be interesting to listen to, so bear with me. Oh, manuscript. Nice. So here's the thing. I guess I can talk about it. It has come to my attention yesterday, in fact, that Witcher 4 is a thing. Like, I've heard about the Witcher series when the first game came out. I just never gave them a chance. Oh, what? Huh? I was not even aiming for the sheep. I was going for the chest. What? Huh? Whatever, man. This game. So as I was saying, the Witcher series. Like, I never played any of the games. I did buy Witcher 3, and I think it was 2000. So 1 year after its release, because my one of my friends played it and he highly recommends it. And to this day, I have not played the game. But and I told myself, yeah, I'm gonna play that for sure because it looks cool, because it looks like something I would really enjoy. Like, it's based on, it is not based on, but I've heard that it's very Slavic and inspired, which I do appreciate quite a lot because, hey, I'm Slavic, you know. The music, I listened to it quite a bit. Even though I never played the game, I already did spoil the soundtrack for myself, I guess you could. So yeah, but for some reason or another, I just never got around to playing it. But now that I saw Witcher 4, and you get to play as a lady witcher, I think. I don't know. I've just seen the trailer, didn't even see any of the gameplay or whatever. I'm like, oh, hell yeah. But I gotta play the third one first. Because the thing about me, one of the few things that I really love is I love basically warrior women with white hair that just, oof. Anywhere I can roleplay as that, or like have that as a character in any sort of way, I'm all for it. Not to mention they have cat eyes, which is another huge plus for me, but we don't need to discuss that now. So yeah, really looking forward to that. I'm gonna, once I finish recording this, and then well, I'm gonna go do some hard. So once I'm done recording this episode, I'm gonna do house chores and then lock my room. Gonna go try out Witcher 3 so I can really just immerse myself. Also, no, I don't know if this is true, but a new development for Subnautica. So I do believe in the previous episode I already discussed this, but just in case I'm misremembering. But to sum it up, Subnautica, one of my favorite games of all time. I always have it installed even if I don't play it, just because I love it. I love Subnautica 1. Below Zero... Oh, that's a glutton fish. Below Zero, not as much, but still, you know, it's a good for a playthrough. Definitely, and in fact, I love the game so much that I bought it again for the Switch, just so I can have it on two consoles at once. However, you can, I mean, then you can imagine my excitement, the rabid fanboying that happened when I heard, saw the trailer for Subnautica 2. Like, I was shaking. I was so excited. But then the whole thing with Crafton happened, and I boycotted the game indefinitely. But apparently it has come to my attention that the original, like, I don't know if this is true, but a friend sent me like a social media post where it said that Crafton is getting shafted, which is always a win in my book, because I'm always happy when a big company gets in trouble, because more often than not, the people on top, you know, running the thing, they're evil bastards. Like, just no bother arguing anything else, man. But basically, they're in hot water, and the original devs are gonna come back and work on the Subnautica 2. And I was like, oh, hell yeah. I'm still not going to buy it, though, unless... Because, like, you know, they can have... they could have had, like, a deal for where the original devs would come back because of such and such obligation, or just because they love their own game so much, you know? But that's still not gonna... But them being back is not gonna make me buy the game unless it is guaranteed that... they will, one, get the money that Crafton stole from them, and two, no, actually, yeah, the thing, that's pretty much it. If they will get back all the money and bonus compensation that Crafton stole from them, then I will buy the game. Like, you know, I mean, here's the thing. I used to pirate games when I don't have money. So, you know, elementary school, high school. But now that I do have money, I love buying games. It's like a form of collecting stuff. In fact, here, check it out. Like, I own a Switch. And these are like the games that I bought physically because, you know, because I just love, you know, collecting stuff. So the same with my comic collection, with my knife collection, with my shiny rock collection. You know, it's just, it's nice to physically own things, you know? Like if Steam had an option, even if it were a bit more expensive, where if when you buy the game, you would also get a physical copy, like a CD copy of said game, even if I would have to pay. What's happening there? There was something zooming past. So as I was saying, if for example Steam had an option where oh, someone's fighting outside. Right, again, sorry. As I was saying, if Steam had an option where where you buy a game, you could check a box that for like 20 euros extra, you know, I would get a physical copy of said game as well, like mailed to me. Like I would always buy it. I would, genuinely. If it meant I also got a CD with said game. Oh, that's a big dog. Gun jammed. Oh no. Oh damn, oh snap, Okay, gluttonfish won't get to me. So as I was saying, yeah, that I would also get a physical copy of the game that I could, you know, use to install, and that's mutant zombie. Just my luck, eh? Yeah, I'm just gonna stay on this side until daylight. And it's not even midnight. Okay, have to focus for a bit, have to be careful not to aggro certain things. But yeah, like if I were, for every game on Steam that I bought, if there were an option for me to get a for however much extra money, you know, I would have gotten like a copy of the game on a disc. No, linked to my account, whatever, doesn't matter. As long as I, you know, had it physically, I would always get it. You know, just pop it in. If you don't have internet, pop the disc in, install the game, play it. You know what I mean? Just like in the good old days. I would totally go for it. So yeah, what I'm trying to say with this, you know, my point, because I did get sidetracked a bit, is that now that I do have money, you know, with my money, I want to support, you know, any way I can, you know, good developers. Like the same as with Subnautica, I bought Terraria twice because I love the game and I love the devs. So they made a good day. Because they made a good bomb-ass game. I bought it once for on Steam, and I'm gonna buy it again. And I bought it once more on Switch. Will I ever play it on Switch? No, because I hate the controls. Because for any sort of game where you need precision stuff, you know, like aiming with the mouse, I just cannot aim with a stick. I need the mouse. So now I will never play it on the Switch, but I just, you know, want to have it because it makes me feel good to physically have it. Which also throws a whole, disproves the whole thing that evil people are trying to do with the you will own nothing and be happy. Like, I'm happy when I own things. You dumbass. Damn it, my Frostwalker boots are taking damage. I forgot to swap them. So yeah, what I was trying to say is, like, you know, if the devs get what they deserve, the original devs, Unknown Worlds, I think they are, I will buy the game. Because I want those developers to have my money. Because when I buy a game from a game I like, from good developers, I see that as an investment to those devs making more amazing products, you know? Like, do you understand what I'm trying to say? So when I bought Subnautica, I also saw it as like an investment for maybe someday, eventually, Subnautica 2 or another game they would make that, you know, I really enjoy. So, you know, here's the thing with people on that are like on top of these companies. Like, if you make good products, people will buy them. And the only people who pirate the game are people who, one, can't afford the game, or two, wouldn't have bought it even if they did have the money for it. You know, like, you have so many discussions and on like various forum threads on various podcasts or whatever, people discuss that pirating is like overall is a net good for the gaming industry. I mean, I'm not sure how, because I forgot the points they made. And it's not like that I'm, you know, the one currently pirating games. So you cannot make that argument that I just want free stuff. It's like I explained myself, I will buy a game that, you know, I think deserves my money, and there are a lot of factors that, I mean, there are a few factors that come into play that make me feel like X and Y company developers, this game deserves my money. And that's like a really philosophical and deep conversation we can have that goes on for hours, I guess. But yeah, basically, all that I want to say is there is a chance that the original devs for Subnautica and for the Subnautica franchise will get what they that Krafton stole from them, which could also mean that, that someday, maybe, your boy is gonna buy himself Subnautica 2. Like, you can't imagine how crushed I was when I heard what happened with the original devs and with Krafton in general. Like, the first time around, I really was, like, just really down. And people will find it silly. It's like, oh, what, you were depressed because of a video game or whatever. It's like, it's not just that it's a video game. One, it's, you know, because this sort of shit is still happening in the world. And the other thing is, you don't understand that for me, video games were an escape. Still are, not as much, but when I was younger, they were an escape from the shit that is the real world and stuff happening within. You know, like, games, more than just like entertainment and a hobby, they mean something to me. You know, I get invested in the stories, in the worlds and whatever. Like, there used to be an argument if video games are art and whatnot, and I was 100%, I mean, that they are art camp. I will also say that not all video games are art, even though you can make an argument that all video games are in their own way art. Is the same way you can say that, like, a stick figure is a piece of art or not. I hope I have some iron. Yikes. 1, 2, 3. Your boy is making himself his first diamond pickaxe. There we go. So yeah, like I get invested. Video games mean a lot to me, you know, more. It's not just like a hobby. It's not just like a way of life, how people like to refer to make things sound better than they are. There's something that I appreciate and value. You know, that's why I'm invested in the industry, in the culture, and culture with big quotation marks, because I am very critical of what, you know, they're doing in the industry. Is like the whole gamer thing still kind of feels icky to me, the term. And all things considered, I never fell for the whole gamer aesthetic, you know. Like I was never into the whole, oh, if you're a real gamer, you gotta have this and this and that and that. It's like, do you? You know, like I don't think my microphone is gonna be better if it has. I don't think that my microphone, mouse, headphones, mouse pad, keyboard, chair, my walls. I don't think that the gaming experience itself is gonna be better if I have all of them packed with LEDs. Like that just seemed so silly to me. Oh boy, where am I? I was like, I don't think that an LED mouse pad, you know, is worth the extra 30 to 50 euros. I don't think my mouse is gonna work better if it has blinking lights in it. And the most ridiculous thing really is like I'm not saying that it doesn't look neat, you know, but you know, I guess I'm just getting old or whatever, because even when I was younger, like in high school and even elementary school, it's like all of this extra lights, and I do have ADHD. You would think that I would love these sorts of things, but I really don't give a shit. In fact, here's my PC. If I could, like, I did not want a glass box for the PC. Like I wanted it to have, you know, to be black, solid metal. Not only because it's safer, you know, you can't break it like you can break the glass, but also I don't care that my fans, that the RAM, that the cooling thing has lights on it. Like, what the fuck does it matter? Do the lights make it run faster? You know what I mean? Like now that the RAM sticks have LEDs on them that shoot out rainbow colors, will I be able to overclock my PC more safely? You know, it's stupid. It really is stupid, because and you know, it's just a thing that the industry has managed to shoehorn as it being the gamer thing. You know, it's like, oh, what's the difference between a normal office mouse and a gamer mouse? Oh, well, you see, the gamer mouse, among other things, also has like a shit ton of lights all around. It's like, that's stupid. And all these lights do is provide interference in the electrical system. So even if it's negligible, even if it's like mathematically unnoticeable, like you will never ever even, it's like impossible for it to ever affect your gameplay. The fact is that because of the lights, there is gonna be that slightest bit of extra interference and an electrical drag and increased power consumption for no reason. Because here's the thing, either the lights are off, so they're pointless, or the lights are on, but when they're on, you're usually, you know, using your mouse for its intended purpose, to control said computer. So you're not like, so like I'm trying to play the game, but I'm like, oh dude, pretty colors. It's just what the hell, man. And like the most ridiculous thing that I saw was the when I was in the market for some new headphones. Like headphones from, I don't know if it was Trust, LG or Razer, but it's like freaking headphones with RGB lights on them. It's like, why? Like, when is that ever gonna be useful to me? But here's the thing. What I did notice, trend-wise, is that RGB equipment, like its popularity, is rising the same. I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to parallelly. I think the word is parallel, but like the popularity of RGB equipment is rising in parallel with how much people are spending time on social media and trying to be influencers and stuff. Like back in the day, no one gave a shit. I mean, okay, that's obviously incorrect. Of course, people cared, but I really do feel that the more people are trying to be like influencers and the whole flex culture took off, the more people care about the way things look than their actual functionality. Aesthetics. Aesthetics, as in superficial, as in things are shallow and superficial and lack a deeper meaning, as in influencer stuff. My God, it's as if it's all connected. Maybe it's just me. I never fall for these things. Like the only thing that I actually look for to having lights on it is my keyboard, because when I'm typing stuff, I love backlit keyboards. I really do. Like that's the one thing that I want lights on, are keyboards. And the other thing that I'm kind of like, okay with is that I saw with my older brother. He has a TV with dynamic LEDs on its back, so it also lights up the wall, and depending on how strong they are, the room in the color that like changes depending on, I don't know if it's like the primary color that's on the monitor or on like the gaming situation, like when he has low HP, that the whole lights turn red or something. Like reactive, responsive lighting. Because that, unlike it just being shiny stuff for the sake of shiny on things you will never actually get to see as you're using said tool, that on the TV kind of seemed, to help with the atmosphere, because it actually does light up, the room around you, along with the wall directly behind your TV, so you actually do see the effect, So yeah, there are, so I'm not like completely against it. It's just that, damn it, it's nighttime. It's just that I tend to disagree with a lot of things. Is that that's the one we were just at, right? I think. I do believe so. So west would be that way. South, west, this way. Very well. Hey ho, more west we go. Oh, it's Slappy the Clown. Life turned out to be a comedy. Awarded for killing the clown zombie. Hello. That's a bone creeper. Give me that gunpowder. Bastard. Yo! Just give me a second. Yes, pardon me for that. My sugar fiend of a little bro was asking for some cake, but I told him that he has to wait for my wifey to come home because it is her cake for her birthday. And besides, she's totally gonna say yes and let him have it, but just out of principle, he should ask and wait and ask for her because it's her birthday cake. And I also did notice that when I stopped getting LED equipment for my computer, that stuff does tend to last longer. And ooh, that's a town. Owie. Oh, good thing I didn't do a running jump, because I would have died. Oops. Your boy's hungry. Oh. No, shit. Where are you? Now's not the time to jam. Oh god! No! No, the gun keeps jamming! No! I thought I was far enough away. Like I wanted to hurt him enough for him to do his AoE attack, but I really thought I would have been far enough away so he didn't hit me. Oh well, I guess that by the time I make it back, it's gonna be daytime, so it's all good. Bloody stalker. Oh, if only my gun didn't jam so much. Okay, so so if only, so here's how BS this game can be sometimes. If only 3 things. Actually 5 things. If only 1, the stalker didn't spawn. If only 2, the stalker didn't see me and aggro onto me. If only 3, the gun didn't jam. If only 4, the vampire skeleton death reaper looking thing didn't spawn, and 5 didn't aggro onto me. It's like 5 variables that all didn't go in my favor at the same in quick succession for me. That's how BS this game is sometimes. 5 things went wrong, one after the other. And thus I have perished. Man, I need a sip of water after that. Jesus. Yeah. They had quite the glug glug I did. Also, here's the thing. Another thing when it comes to like gaming is that like every it's like that is that did you notice how throughout the years more and more stuff gets shoved in as being part of the hobby, part of the culture? You know, it never was, never has been. They just try to shove themselves as to being, you know, something that air quote gamers do. Which I find to be complete BS. Also, fuck you, Dark Vortex. Like a good example is what's with all this G Fuel and gamer subs. Like you don't need that. Gamers don't do that. Like that's a modern thing, you know. That's something that just didn't happen. Oh my God! Will you shove off, please? Oh fuck! Everybody, look away. The game is glitching out. Actually, it's super laggy. That's why you basically what's happening, there's a really heavy rubber banding effect happening right now. Yeah. The game lagged so hard that I'm being rubber banded back to where I was like 20 seconds ago. It's all fine. This is totally natural and normal gameplay. Up, there we go. Lag finished its business. Yeah, like what I'm trying to say is that a lot of things. Oh boy, now I need to find my corpse. I think that with the Nightmare Stalker I was going somewhere here. Yeah, there's like the same as like stuff that has to do with cosmetic products. You know, you have like the for men and for women stuff. It's like a lot of stuff keeps getting branded and then sold to us as for gamers. It's like, what is G Fuel and gamer subs? Just a energy drink powder that you mix yourself, but it's for gamers, you know, targeted for us. Like, but it's bull crap, you know. Like you never needed it, and you never needed stuff like that in the first place. Also, 30 something levels gone thanks to game BS. It's not like I have an enchanting table or anything. It's like all that is that these companies saw the trend that more and more people keep buying and consuming energy drinks for some reason, and they wanted to cash in on a niche, you know. Just like Red Bull is targeted towards people in athletic sports, Monster is targeted towards deviants and people in like adrenaline-esque sports. Rockstar and Burn is targeted towards like party people and concert goers. And now you have G Fuel and gamer subs that's being targeted towards gamers, or people who partake in the gaming hobby. You know, they saw a niche, they went for it, and apparently it works. It worked so good that they are doing sponsors here and there and everywhere. But then again, since I am really strapped for cash, if I do get a sponsorship deal, I am taking it. I mean, hey, I'm not going to see it as I'm not going to consume it as like the air quote gamer energy drink. I'm just going to consume it as a energy drink. You know? That like once or twice a year when I'm driving somewhere. Like when I'm on a long drive, I'm not gonna buy a Red Bull. I'm gonna have, if they sponsor me, I'm gonna have their product. Also nice. A ship. I hear lava somewhere. Just hope I don't fall into it, because I have no idea where it is. Hey there, golem buddy. I did not bring my hoe with me. Because that is the same. It's the same problem as with regular computer equipment. If it's meant for gamers, it's gonna have a lot of pointless lights that are just another liability to break. That's the world we live in. And also, if I've offended anyone, it's like, please, it's just my opinion. You know, I don't think any less of you if you do like all the lights and blink or whatever. You know, it's just my opinion and why I'm not the one, you know, buying these sorts of things. No shame towards you if you buy these things. Okay? Is it from my experiences and from my point of view, I do not support them. Again, there's lava beneath me. Blue, 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 and it's quite near beneath me, damn. That sounds close. Yes, hello, I'll be taking this brewing stand. Please and thank you. Mm-hmm. Ooh. Well, there's no direct way towards the lava thing, so whatever. But now, goodies, goodies. The ship. Gravel. Nice. I do need myself some gravel. Yes, I'll take this dirt as well. Okay, so what's happening now? Where's the chest? The chest should be here, no? No? There should be. I'm confused.